What's going on, Nature's fans? This is Chris again with Nature's Recreations, Aquascape Artist of the Year. We are out here in Wildwood, Missouri, getting ready to start another core drilled bubbler renovation. This is an old bubbler that was done by the client's landscaper many years ago. We've done some service on it over the years, but it just still keeps causing them problems with getting roots growing into it and having just tons and tons of sediment because this thing is down in a bowl. So we are here to redo this and get them a nice looking functional bubbler. Let's check this thing out. Guys, we got another bubbling rock coming up. We're getting ready to pull this top stone off and get him ready to drill. So we've got that 2.5 inch drill ready to go again. We're gonna strap this thing, set it on this pallet for us, and pull it over there so we can do another core drill. But this one is so cool. It's got tons of character. I love all these little nooks and crannies and fissures. We're gonna shoot for trying to bore this thing like right about in center. It's got a pretty flat top, but that's because I want to have water kind of dancing around in different areas. So we're gonna get some rills coming through these little areas to kind of create some real craggy kind of crevice waterfalls. We've also got some over here that water is going to run through, and we might even get a little bit kind of coming off this face. We'll probably pitch this thing just a little bit forward so that we get that water coming off in multiple different spots. But this one's going to be a cool one too. We're actually replacing an old lava rock bubbler that had like a little 3/4 inch hole. It was down in a bowl and it was always just problematic, and the homeowner finally said, I'm tired of this, let's get us a new one. And he really likes our work. He's got another pondless that we've done many years ago in the backyard. So we're gonna get this thing going and try and drill this puppy out. So here is the original stone that they had put in, and you can see there's no edging stones around it to contain any of this mulch and sediment that comes into it, and it just constantly gets full of roots from these surrounding trees and shrubs because there is no good solid edging around it, and it's just a little small for the space. It's worked for them for many years, but right now they're wanting to do an upgrade and get this thing looking a little bit more substantial and a much nicer boulder. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip this guy out. We're going to try to contain the basin within this liriope bed here and use this to our benefit to really have a good surrounding buffer for debris, mulch, and things getting into it, but also to soften up the look of that thing. So we're going to take and put this thing about right in this area. This all is coming out. We'll have that nice big weathered limestone bubbler that we just drilled setting right in the middle of that, and then do some decorative stone around it. We're going to run their overflow right out to the corner of this berm here at the end of this bed, and we should have a really cool looking feature. There is going to be a couple lights that we're going to tie into their old system and uplight on these. Really, I'm going to have that one side that really has a good amount of water coming off, so I'll probably have one light going up that way, and we'll tuck one in probably over in this direction, hopefully not to blind them from the front windows and door. But that's what we're getting ready to do here, so let's get started. We've got to come in right through here, try to pave our little plywood turf mats out here, save the grass, minimal impact, and we're going to get this thing going. we've got this basin in. The guy's been hard at work. I had to do a bunch of consultations and meetings, but man, this is looking great. They got the liner in, the aqua blocks in, Miguel's standing there in the waterfall pump vault. That's where we house that pump, and we've got the pipe ready to sleeve right over that boulder that we core drilled. It's looking awesome. Cannot wait to get this thing up and running. We're doing pretty good for just getting this started this morning, so let's see if we can't get some water running on this soon. Okay guys, we got this bubbler all wrapped up, cleaned up, running, looking just phenomenal. I love how this larger stone has the presence that we were really looking for. It has the height, it has the mass, the width, the depth, everything that we were hoping to see, because all this liripe out here in front was covering and masking that other old boulder. This thing really stands out. I can see it right away when I pull up, and it's got so much more water movement. I just love how that sound has got that deeper bellow because of the volume. And really, this boulder's got so much character. I love all these little fissures and these little crevices. There's stuff on both sides. Look how it runs off of the front of this. It's got that nice little horsetail fall. It really almost is a waterfall all in itself. This side over here, same thing. We've got that deep crevasse where water's running, trickling through there. You see that nice, beautiful column of water up on the top. And I tell you, it's close enough to the sidewalk and to the front porch. They can see it from inside just as much as out. And every time you walk by, this thing's gonna draw your attention in. I could not be any happier. The surrounding stones are capturing all that splash. We've got a nice tucked edge for our liner containment, and we were able to really salvage as much of this liripe to make it feel like it's been there for just ever. That's what we're shooting for. This helped that whole situation out, and it just looks amazing. How about that? So one of the things that a lot of people don't do, especially just typical run-of-the-mill landscapers, not necessarily water feature professionals, they never really include a proper overflow, and we always want to have that contained, because if not, this thing will pool up with water. If it gets overfilled, if we get rain like we just recently did, heavy rains are going to fill this reservoir, which is good because then you get a free top off. However, if it spills over the edges, we're going to start flooding out into the sidewalk area, flooding their bed, getting water out there on their porch and their stoop. That could be extremely problematic in the wintertime, especially when we start to get freezing temps, because I guarantee you we're going to get an ice flow out on that sidewalk, which can cause a safety hazard. So what we do is we tap in to the liner with a bulkhead, run that pipe into the pump vault, and then we always try to find a spot where we can daylight that. And in this case, we were able to find enough grade that it ran right out over here. And then we took a couple additional stones to work into their existing little outcroppings, and we hid it right between there. So it's never gonna get covered up as long as the landscapers don't mulch over it. They always know where it's at, and water can easily flow outside of that basin when we have those heavy flooding rains, or if somebody accidentally leaves that hose running too long. So that's one crucial element that we always want to include, whether it's a pondless, a pond, or even a bubbling rock, to make it a functional system. but I just love these decorative stones around the edge, really complement this. And I really like this ledge piece right up next to it, because you know, little kids are gonna wanna walk right up to this thing, put their hand in that water, and that's exactly what this feature is intended to do. It's a design for the whole family, whether it be kids, grandkids, or just big kids like me.